Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling a really common question, one that causes a lot of anxiety for language learners everywhere. Can I really improve my IELTS listening score in just 30 days?
Yeah, it's that classic time crunch scenario. You see these, flashy ads online, right? Band 8 in 1 month. And that pressure, it's intense.
Oh, boy.
So our mission today isn't about selling some impossible dream. It's about taking what the experts, the test prep people actually say and giving you, the real deal, the actionable stuff. We're aiming for a clear blueprint.
Okay, let's really dig into this. We've got notes here from coaches, researchers, all focused on this exact 30-day window. So first things first, the reality check. Is it even technically possible to make a massive leap, say band 5 to band 8 in just 4 weeks?
Technically, the experts say yes, it is physically possible. But, and this is a big but, it requires incredibly intense conditions. We mean dedicated, smart practice every single day, no distractions. And the crucial thing, the absolute core idea from the source material is this. IELTS listening isn't just about whether your ears can pick up English words. It's fundamentally testing how fast you process and recognize meaning when the clock is ticking.
That's a key difference, isn't it? It suggests the problem isn't always vocabulary, but maybe how quickly your brain works with the language.
Exactly.
So even if I understand, say, 90% of the words, I might still be missing answers. Why?
Because the test is designed to slow you down, basically. It demands you do 3 things at once. You've got to recognize different accent patterns, maybe ones you're not used to hearing.
Right.
Then you have to catch synonyms and paraphrasing. The test loves to disguise the answer.
Okay.
And third, you need to instantly see how ideas link together in the conversation or lecture. So when people ask, can I improve in 30 days? The real question, the deeper one they should be asking is, can I train my mind to listen, process, and react differently in 30 days?
That reframing feels important. It's not just passively hearing. It's actively restructuring how you think while listening.
Precisely. And that active approach is why the sources are actually pretty optimistic that, yes, significant gains are possible.
Good. So let's talk about what is actually possible then. We need realistic expectations, but still, offer some hope. What kind of concrete improvement can someone realistically aim for with the solid 30-day push?
The sources are really consistent on this. A jump of 1 to 1.5 bands is definitely realistic. It's achievable, but only if your practice is focused and, strategic.
1 to 1.5 bands. That's significant.
It really is. Think about it. Moving from a 5.5 to a 7, that can be life-changing for university admission or immigration.
Absolutely. So if that's the goal, where do people usually go wrong? What part of the strategy do they skip that stops them hitting that 1.5 band improvement?
Often it falls apart in the review stage. We'll get to that. But even before that, it's about setting the right kind of goals. People aim for perfection right away.
Oh, okay.
The key is linking the skills you need to gain to where you're starting from. The experts actually map this out quite clearly.
Let's walk through that. Say I'm starting at band 5 right now. What's my main strategic focus for this month?
Okay, band 5. Your main job is damage control, essentially. Preventing that panic spiral. You're learning to pick out keywords, numbers, the basics, really, amidst all the noise and potential distractions.
So less about getting every single answer, more about grabbing the easier ones and not freezing up.
Exactly. Avoid the traps, manage the stress, get the low-hanging fruit. Now, if you're aiming for band 6, you've got that foundation. Now you're learning more advanced stuff.
Like what?
Like actively predicting answers before you hear them. And crucially, handling paraphrases.
Yeah.
The test almost never gives you the answer using the exact same words as the question.
Right, that synonym challenge.
That's a big one for band 6. And if you're already strong, maybe aiming for band 7 or even higher, then you're training pure mental toughness, composure. A band 7 student needs to be ready for tricky jargon, confusing multiple choice options, subtle traps.
Stuff designed to throw you off balance.
Exactly. The speaker might give 2 or 3 plausible-sounding answers before landing on the real one. Your goal is just resilience. Don't let one missed answer derail the next 3. Stay calm, move on.
This is super practical.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give the listener that roadmap. Let's lay out the 30-day smart practice blueprint. This is the 4-week plan straight from the expert material. Simple, actionable.
Yeah, and it's designed to build skills step by step, from basics to full simulation.
Okay, week 1, understanding the test. Not just the audio. What's the focus?
Pattern recognition. Simple as that. You need to study the types of questions IELTS uses. Forms, tables, maps, multiple choice. get familiar with how they look and what they ask for.
So week 1 is as much about learning the test format as it is about the language itself.
Absolutely. And the strategy. It starts before the audio. Underline keywords in the question. Predict the type of answer you need. Is it a name, a date, a price, a place?
Creating a mental filter? Kind of.
That prediction is half the battle, honestly. If you know you need a number, you can tune out a lot of the descriptive fluff. And for practice, keep it slow and clear this week. BBC Learning English, Voice of America, those kinds of sources are perfect.
And the goal isn't speed or getting everything right.
Nope. Goal, understand the patterns, the structure, forget perfection for now.
Got it. Okay, week 2, accent and paraphrase mastery. Sounds like we're turning up the difficulty.
We are. Week 1 was foundational. Week 2 is the real workout. You have to mix up your audio sources. Get British, Australian, Canadian, American accents into your ears. Don't let yourself get comfortable with just one.
Makes sense. And the big intellectual focus this week, synonyms and, what was the term? Semantic tracking. Sounds a bit technical.
Yeah, semantic tracking. It just means you're tracking the meaning, the idea of the sentence, not hunting for the exact same words. You're training your brain to expect substitutions.
Okay, give me an example.
Sure. If the question has the keyword book a ticket, your brain needs to instantly be listening for phrases like reserve a seat or make a reservation in the audio.
Or if the question says leave early.
Your brain should be scanning for things like depart before schedule or set off ahead of time. The goal for week 2 is crystal clear. Train your brain to catch the meaning even when the words are different. It's like advanced active listening.
Building that mental link between the question's words and the speaker's words, even if they don't match exactly.
You got it. If you don't do this, every question feels like a pop quiz on vocabulary, and that just wastes time and mental energy.
Okay, foundation laid, traps understood. Now week 3, real test practice and review. Sounds like stamina and self-critique time.
Exactly. Strategy shifts from just building skills to building endurance. The advice is pretty specific. Do one full timed listening test every other day.
Alternate days? Why not every day?
To prevent burnout, mainly. But it keeps the momentum going and builds that stamina for the full 30-minute test.
Okay, but you said the real insight isn't just doing the test, it's the review.
Yes. This is crucial, and it's the bit people often skip. After you score your test, you absolutely must analyze why you got answers wrong. Was it spelling? Did you just miss a number? Carelessness. Understanding the why is key.
And
then, this is the part people dislike you. Listen again to the tricky sections. But here's the kicker. After listening again, you write a short summary of that section in your own words.
Why in your own words? Why not just write down the correct answer?
Because just copying the right answer teaches you very little about understanding or remembering. Writing a summary forces your brain to process the whole context, extract the main point, which is exactly what the test demands you do in real time.
So it shifts focus from just getting the word right to actually retaining the meaning.
Precisely. It's all about retention, non-negotiable if you want that 1 to 1.5 band jump.
Makes sense. Okay, that brings us to the final stretch. Yeah. Week 4, full immersion and mock tests. Pulling it all together.
Yep, this week is all about simulation. Practice under real exam conditions. That means 30 minutes straight, no pausing, headphones on. And importantly, practice transferring your answers to the answer sheet quickly and legibly within the time limit.
Oh yeah, that transfer time catches people out, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Easy points lost just to messy handwriting or running out of time at the very end. And for immersion this week, step away from the structured practice audio.
And listen to
natural English, podcasts on topics you like, news reports, short documentaries, things where the language isn't controlled for learners. The goal for week 4 is building focus, speed, and just plain confidence under pressure.
Okay, so we've got the tactics, the weekly plan, but there's something else, isn't there? Something the experts highlight that maybe gets missed.
There is. It connects all this tactical work together. It's the hidden factor, the thing maybe 90% of students overlook.
Which is?
Listening success, according to these sources, is maybe 50% skill and 50% calmness.
50% calmness. Wow. Okay, explain that.
Well, think about it. Why do students who actually know the language sometimes completely bomb a section? Panic, exactly. They miss one answer. Maybe they mishear a name or fumble a date, and that immediate emotional reaction triggers a complete meltdown. Their mind starts racing, replaying the mistake.
And they completely tune out the next question that's already playing.
Precisely. That internal derailment is fatal because the audio just keeps going. You lose focus, you miss the next clue, maybe the one after that. It's a cascade failure.
So how on earth do you practice calmness in just 30 days? That seems hard.
It's about disciplined thinking. The experts seem to draw a really clear line here. Top scorers aren't necessarily smarter, they're just better managed emotionally. They've trained themselves to recognize a slip-up, mentally sort of, file it away instantly, and refocus immediately on the next incoming piece of information.
So improving in 30 days isn't just about listening better.
It's about thinking better while you listen. Managing your stress response is as much a part of the training as learning vocabulary or recognizing accents.
Okay, so pulling all this together from the source material, for the listener who came here asking if that 30-day power-up is actually real, what's the final verdict?
The verdict is, yes, it is absolutely real. The sources strongly suggest that if you follow this kind of strategic, week-by-week plan, if you put in the daily practice, and this is crucial, if you consciously work on staying calm under pressure, then yes, that significant improvement, that 1 to 1.5 band jump, it's totally within reach in a 30-day time frame.
So we started off looking at those maybe slightly exaggerated miracle claims online. But genuine, measurable, even life-changing progress is possible if you approach it smartly. I really like that summary quote from the material you found. Improvement doesn't come from doing more tests. It comes from learning more from each test you do.
Yeah, that really nails it, doesn't it? It shifts the focus from just grinding through tests to actually reflecting and learning, and maybe building on that idea, especially the focus on paraphrasing and tracking meaning. Here's a final thought for you to consider as you start this 30-day journey. If we know the IELTS test is specifically built to try and trick you using common paraphrases and synonyms, how could you change the way you listen to English every day? Not just practice audio, but news, podcasts, movies. How could you start actively, consciously listening for the synonymous phrase instead of just the exact keywords you might expect? How does making that switch from passive listening to active, meaning-based tracking change your learning strategy starting right now?